What's going on, HPP fam? Welcome back to the High PSI Performance channel. This week, got some new projects rolling in, got some old ones leaving. So let's check it out. So you guys remember at the end of last week's episode, we had this C10 on the dyno. It is still on the dyno. We are wrapping things up on it. Our coyote swap is currently leaving the live. We've made a bunch of progress on it. We still got to make more, but this is one of the longer term projects as far as it's got to come in and out a few times before it's done. So John is tidying things up on that. We're about to pull it out. We've got another Mustang going on that's getting a set of long tube headers. And HR Scatpack's car is back. I say it's back. It's been down for a while. For those of you who don't know, the car was in an accident and we are now resurrecting it. So fortunately the motor, tranny, driveline was not hurt in the accident. Just a little front end damage. So we're going to replace a bunch of components, upgrade a bunch of components, and get this car back on the road. You won't see the completion here because it needs a new front bumper and rear bumper, but we're going to get the intercooler set up back on the car, well, repaired, new lines, upgraded suspension components, and a lot of other things. So stay tuned and stick around for this one. One of our most popular videos on YouTube is this car. It makes 1100 horsepower. Twin turbo, 6.4, billet motor, cam, sheet metal intake, methanol injected, E85. It is a monster of a car. So stick with us so we can rebuild this car. And we just rolled in our next project, 2019 Plus Mustang GT, almost said it was 5-speed manual. 6-speed manual. Pretty clean little Mustang. Getting a set of long tube headers, JLT intake, and a tune. So we'll see how this one ends up soon. So guys, it is the next morning, and our Mustang is all wrapped up. Got our, of course, the long tubes on, the pipes, exhaust. Oh, we also installed this JLT intake as well. The customer already had an Engage untuned file in it for the intake, so we flashed that into the car. Gonna give this puppy a once over, get her on back to the customer. So this Mustang is wrapped up. So we are back on our coyote swap, and we are going through the wiring. And there's nothing wrong with you guys trying to complete your own projects. But definitely use common sense and some care when you're doing so. So a couple of issues. As you can see, we've got the swap fuse box is tucked up underneath the fender well here. That is not okay. For one, can't access it, and two, some shoddy things going on here. Such as what John's got in his hand. Let me zoom in. That is a wire with another wire going to it, with a bolt going through it with electrical tape, but the bolt is hanging out the other side, untaped. So that's hot. That's not how you tap in to spread power or distribute power. So we need to remove all this stuff. We're going to move it into the engine bay where it goes and get all of this wiring tidied up the right way. Because we were to the point where we wanted to turn the motor over and check for spark, make sure we were getting RPM signal and stuff, and strike the key, connect the battery, and fuses were popping all over the place. So we discovered this menagerie, so we're going to go ahead and get this addressed. Moving right along with the week. It's a new day, and we got a new car on the dyno. So this is a 2021 Mustang GT with the 10-speed automatic transmission. It has a PMAS intake, long tube headers, catless, full exhaust. This car is going to be on E85. So got her strapped down on the dyno. Go ahead and start tuning on this thing and see where it ends up. Super cool wheels. Definitely like the wheels. As you can see, guys, our 2021 Mustang is outside looking fresh, and let me show you the difference where it came in and where it is leaving. So this top file here is the Bama tune that it came in on, 443 horsepower, 423 foot-pounds of torque. And it's now making 472 horsepower, 450 foot-pounds of torque. You can see we got gains over the entire curve, entire meet, making power all the way to redline. So, this one's wrapped up. On to the next one. Alright guys, I know this looks a little janky, but we've gotten to the point where we could verify that our motor's timed, because just a quick recap, we put OPG gears, upgraded oil pump shit, timing components, I don't know, like a long time ago this motor came to us on a pallet and we knew it was going into a swap, but we didn't know into what. 6 months later it's going in the 3-valve. So we haven't started the motor before, but we've got it to the point where it will start. As you can see, we got fuel pressure, and we kind of J-rigged the stock math box up against it, and we got some coolant in it and some oil in it, so we'll see if it fires up. So guys, we are starting on phase 1 on the resurrection of HR Scatpack's twin turbo car. First thing we're going to go ahead and do is get the rest of the damaged components off the front end, and then we're going to attack the suspension first. So we're going to go through, and he's got brand new front shocks, brand new springs, brand new rear springs, brand new rear shocks, a new K-member, and basically all the lower control arm, upper control arms, everything in the front end of the car, all new components as well, as long as with the boots and the ball joints and so forth. So let me show you all the parts real quick. So we have our new K-member, pretty. And then in here we have our upper arms, ball joints, boots. You can see the lower arms, upper arms, so all that stuff. And here we have a set of Viking double adjustable shocks. These are going to go in the rear. Very nice. And then replacement Bilsteins for the front. And then I do not remember what springs these are. The car currently has the orange Demon Killer springs in it, but I don't remember what these are. I will find out and let you guys know. But that's what we're going to be doing first, is attacking the suspension on the car. So we've got everything unboxed. Let's get after it. Look at him. Look at the elusive John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith in his natural habitat. No guys, but another update. Check it out. We have our damaged subframe out of the car. As you can see, she was fudged up. So we're gonna get the rest of the good parts stripped off of that, get it onto our new one, and we'll get it tucked back up into the car. We went ahead and we got our new upper arms installed, our new shocks installed, our new springs installed. We still have a load of other goodies to replace all that stuff that we're putting onto the new K member. Or subframe, whatever you want to call it. So guys, while we had it apart, we went ahead and put a brand new oil pump on the engine. The oil pump that was on this engine was the original oil pump from when the car was new. And even after the original factory motor took a donkey doo-doo, it's called a donkey doo-doo, we ended up reusing the pump because it didn't put trash throughout the whole system when the other motor took a doo-doo. Matter of fact, I don't even think it took a doo-doo. I think it busted a ring land, but it didn't trash the motor. Anyways, that's still doo-doo when you can't run it no more. But, so we ended up putting a Hellcat pump on it while it was apart, because that's the smart thing to do while we're doing all this other stuff. It was much easier to get to the front cover with this thing all tore apart anyway. So, we went ahead and knocked that out. John just put the pan back up, so there you go. And now we have our new subframe ready to go in. We've got our rack reinstalled on it. We installed our arms and boots. So we'll go ahead and get this unit set up under the car. We've made quite a bit of progress on Hector's car. I actually left, made a house call, did a little tuning on a car real quick. Not a normal thing. Close friend that is actually moving. He had a blown engine, ended up swapping a stock engine into his car, changed injectors and a bunch of other small things, and he just needed me to come by, put a base map in it so that way he could get it up on the trailer, and then he'll hit us up once he gets to the new location, and we'll do a tune for him out there. But anyways, while I was gone, John got some more progress done on the twin turbo Scat. The rebirth, if you will. As you can see, the front cover is back on, balancer, all that happy stuff, new water pump, and we've started laying out all the lines, the new coolant hoses. Got these nice blue, I think these are HPF or HPS coolant lines. So we've got 90% of those all routed where they're going to go. We got to get clamps on everything. But that's looking really nice and sharp. And then, as you can see, the wheels are back on, so we've got the suspension all back together. Let me go ahead and raise this thing up. Alright, we're up in the air now. So as you can see, the rear is all done. We've got our Viking adjustable shocks on. And our springs on both sides. Not much to see under here except some turbies. And you can see all of our front suspension components all wrapped up. So today is Friday, so that's as much progress as we will see on this car for this week's episode. Next week, we are going to be hitting the turbo side of this thing heavy. So I'm actually going to be pulling the turbo kit down. We're going to be making some changes, cleaning some stuff up, replacing some fittings, some lines, some hoses, and so forth. And then once we get all that back together, or in the meantime, while we're doing that, I'm probably going to have John go ahead and finish all the coolant line stuff up. We'll get the radiator. Actually, underneath where the car was hit, you can see it ripped out the radiator holds. So what we're going to end up doing is we're probably going to smack it with a hammer a few times and try to straighten that up, and then I'll probably plate that in, and then we'll put some new inserts in. That's probably what's going to end up happening. That side's pretty fucked up. This side's not so bad. We could probably put bolts in those and straighten those back out some and hit it with a hammer. And then do the same thing. We'll probably drill those out and put a plate in and go from there. Or we might just make something new. I don't know. Haven't decided yet, but that's part of the carnage. Really, that and the subframe took the brunt of the accident with the car. So sometimes that happens, you know, when you try to mimic the Dukes of Hazzards. But inside joke. Anyways, that is gonna do it for this episode, guys. Appreciate you sticking around. Hope you enjoyed the content. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you on the next episode. Peace.